So as promised, I'm going to tell you where the C comes from. So far we've talked about allowances and benefits, and we saw that the Income Tax Act tells us that all allowances and all benefits from employment income must be included. And there were some exceptions. We looked at D for deductions, and we saw that there is a list of very specific deductions that are allowed against employment income. If it's not there, you cannot deduct it. That was in section 8. And so now we want to look at the letter C, and C is for cash basis. So where in the Income Tax Act does it tell us that we have to include employment income on a cash rather than an accrual basis? For that, we come back to the basic rules for income from office or employment, and at section 5 sub 1 it tells us a taxpayer's income for a taxation year from employment is the salary, wages, and other remuneration, including gratuities, received by the taxpayer in the year. So there's the magic word, received, and that tells us that we have to include it on a cash basis. If the employee didn't receive it or enjoy it in the case of benefits during the year, then it doesn't get included. Just as a final note here, remember that it does include gratuities. Gratuities, interestingly enough, are not tax-free. They must be included in income. The employee must determine the amount they collected. As many things in the Income Tax Act, you are on your honor, but they do have guidelines. CRA has guidelines as to what they expect. So you do have to include gratuities in case there was any question about that. And I think that kind of concludes our discussion on income from employment.